Hi everyone, welcome back to Java 1 for All. In this video, we are going to continue our process for sorting the mangas. And now that we have it working, we are going to add a little bit more here. Let's create a list of manga. Alt enter. New array list. Can give 6 as initial capacity. And here we are going to add directly. So mangas.add. And I will just copy this, and holding the mouse wheel, I will just select the whole column. And here I'm going to do the same thing. Now I'm going to change things a little bit. This will be 5, this will be 3, this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 4. And here let's give some different namings. I think we did that before. So let's copy some names here. Okay, so I think now we are almost ready. So let's start giving some random numbers here. There you go. Now, what we are trying to achieve, we want to be able to sort this collection. Right now, as you know, we are going to keep the order of the index. In this case, if we do not change the index, it will be the same as the ordering of insertion for lists. So if you call mangas, press Alt Enter, and then iterate, you are going to notice that we have the same order as we are inserting. But if you try to sort this object, you are going to get a compilation error. Now, why do we have this compilation error? Because Java doesn't know how to sort. Now, how can we tell Java? How does Java know, for example, how to sort our list of strings? Because if you go to the string class, you will see that one of the interfaces that string is implementing is the comparable. This is how Java will know how to provide the sorting mechanism, because there is one method inside this interface that will be called through polymorphism that is called compare to. So basically this is how you tell, and this is the rule that we have to follow so our object can be sorted. So how can we achieve the same behavior in our manga? Go back to your domain manga, and the first thing is we have to pass the test is a comparable. Of course, we are not we don't know about generics yet, but remember, every time you see like something between the diamond syntax, you should give a specific type. In this case, we would like to have mangas as comparable things. And of course, we have to provide implementation to that method. So you just press Alt Enter and then implement methods, compare to. So the rule is you should return -1 if, and we have two objects, just to be clear, inside this method. One is the object that is executing the compare to. In this case, it will be represented by the this. And we have the other object that is coming as argument through the other. So just keep in mind that we have these two, and they are the ones being used for comparison. So we have to return -1 if this is lower than other. We have to return 0 if this is the same as other, and we have to return positive or 1 if this is bigger than other. But we have to use something to compare. It's not like we can compare two objects, like the entire object. We have to use something meaningful to have this object sorted. For example, we could use either ID or title or price. Now, what we are going to use, it depends on your business logic, but all of them can work, but you have to pick one. So for example, let's do it with ID. So basically, if this.id is lower than other.id, return -1. Else if this.id, and I will call equals because we are working with wrapper, equals other.id, then return 0. Else, what's the option that we have? Return 1. And you can remove this one. Now, let's go back to the manga sort. You can see the exception is not here anymore because now it's passing the test is a comparable. If you press Ctrl P, yeah, it doesn't say here. I thought it would say somewhere. There you go. Once we learn generics, we are going to see that whatever we are doing here, we need to pass something. The T, the type that we are passing, in this case our manga, should pass the test is a comparable. Okay, now let's copy this for before and after. So before and after, as you can see, we have the entire list sorted by ID. Why? Because we told Java whatever you call sort, that by the way, if I'm not wrong, it uses a merge sort modified version for algorithm, it's going to use this method. If you put a breakpoint and press Shift F9, you will see that we are always comparing two objects. This, in this case, is the one with ID 3, and then the other one is with ID 9. If I press F9, it's going to change both of them. So it will keep comparing until everything is sorted. Now, can we make something better from this? Yes, we can. Since we are working with wrapper, we have another option. That is, return this.id, and this ID is a wrapper of long. We have the compare to provided by the long wrapper, and we just have to use other.id. So from all of this, you got one line. Shift F10, and we will notice that we have the same behavior. So we are just delegating the responsibility of comparing this ID to the implementation provided by the long wrapper. What if you want to use name? If you want to use name, you return this.name. Name, sorry, it's not name, I think it's title. Yeah. You return this.title dot, and since it is a string, compared to, and you have compared to, and you have compared to ignore case. In this case, we just want to have compared to other dot title. Control Shift F10. Oh, sorry, Shift F10 because I'm not in the main. And we have the list sorted by title. Now, the last scenario is a little bit more, let's say, not straightforward. Because if I want to sort by price, for example, we have this.price, but since it's primitive, we don't have any methods. So we have a couple options to do it. I think the best one is relying on the double class, the wrapper. We have something called compare. This compare is going to compare these two values that we are passing, for example, this.price and other.price. And it will be responsible for returning exactly what we did here. So now if I press Shift F10, you will see that we are sorting by price. What is the other way to do it? You can use double dot value of, and you can get this dot price. So now this is returning a wrapper, a double wrapper, as you can see here, double with uppercase D dot compared to other dot price. But I think yeah, IntelliJ is going to recommend this way. So if you press Alt Enter in this morning, yeah, it recommends this way as the best way to do it. So let's keep IntelliJ happy. Okay, so this is how you can tell Java how to sort your class manga. Now, we have to be careful, and we are going to talk about this in the next video. Once you do this, it may be too late to change later. Okay, imagine that you have a system and a full team working on that system for like 1 year. And everywhere you are comparing, you are doing the sorting and you have the price. And people are just like, by default, they are assuming that every time they sort, you are going to get the item sorted by price. Now, if you change here, as you can see, we never got back to the manga sort test. We are here doing all the changes and it's affecting our main method. So you have to be careful, because once you change this, you are going to change the behavior everywhere that's using the collection sort and your class. So we are going to see in the next video how we can actually create like a custom sorting mechanism. And I think that's enough. Let's go to the next video. Bye bye.